jobs are concerned, well, they will include jobs in Karnataka's factories, even industries. And what does it mandate? Well, 50% reservation for locals as far as management positions are concerned, 75% reservation for non-management positions. How's the opposition reacting? We'll be getting you all those reactions. But as far as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, is concerned, he's gone on record to say that it is his government's responsibility to look after the locals. Not to forget, they are also going to, in fact, now be battling the opposition, because the major sort of allegation that's coming in from major tech industrialists is that this is going to take attention away from Karnataka being the tech capital. Not to forget that the candidates also are now mandated to be proficient in speaking, writing, and in fact talking in Kannada. Let's also bring you those reactions.
I think no investors has to worry. We want all investors to come to Karnataka. There are certain sections of the people who are well talented outside the state. We want them to work in Karnataka. We don't want to harm anyone. We are just looking, we will give them a scopes. There are some suggestions which has come on this issue. We are just looking at it. There are various organizations, but we know the sentiments of various IT, BT people, technicians. We will just look at their anger.
The Karnataka cabinet has cleared this draft bill on reservation for locals in the jobs, private sectors, regarding the management and non-management posts. So your response to this?
First of all, the bill is illegal, unconstitutional, and shows a very bad mindset of this particular government. They have not done anything for Bangalore, despite having so much of money, giving away money, taxpayers' monies by freebies. Now they're trying to destroy the economy and destroy job creation. The bill is draconian. What it says is that to be a local person, you should have been born here and you should have spent 15 years here, and you should know Kannada, to read, write and speak Kannada, and it has to be certified by somebody. Or you should have Kannada as a third language. Now, if you are in Bangalore, you are 45 years, and you are not born here, or you come from outside, or you are studied here, you are born here, you are not studied Kannada as a third language in your school, then you have to go learn Kannada and pass a test. For example, I can speak Kannada very well. I can't read and write very fluently. Now, I am ineligible for a job. If I don't have Kannada as a third language in my school certificate, and people who have done school long back, what are they going to? I mean, are they out of their mind?
The Karnataka cabinet has cleared the draft bill for reservation for locals, and there is a strong opposition coming in from few of the industrialists. How do you see this?
Safeguarding the interests of the people of the state is paramount, but at the same time ensuring that industries don't lose out is also very important to us. And we have got this competitive edge over others over a period of time because of our progressive policies and schemes. And this bill is a suggestion by the Labour Department. There has been no consultation with the Department of Industry or with the Department of Information Technology. So we have requested the CM and the Labour Minister to have wider consultation with us as well as the industry leaders, and we'll come to common ground to see how we can ensure that more localites are given jobs, plus we get more investments also. If there's a need for us to skill, upskill, reskill, we will do that as well. So all said and done, there's no need to panic. Karnataka has always been a progressive state and it will remain so.
Was Priyank Kharge, in fact, endorsing the government's view? We are getting in breaking inputs now. We are learning that the leader of opposition of Karnataka, R. Ashok, has now made a direct and pointed attack. This at the Chief Minister. Siddaramaiah has gone on to say that this bill is only to help the government to, in fact, hide their own scams and failures. This is the latest attack coming in from the leader of opposition, R. Ashok. Remember, the opposition BJP has already been training its guns from the state level to, in fact, union ministers, they have all now stepped out to, in fact, attack the Siddaramaiah government for introducing this bill. They're saying that it's a divisive bill, not to forget that it will also be taking away from Karnataka's own status of being the tech capital as far as Karnataka is concerned. They're also suggesting that the existing schemes be, in fact, put into action. Let's quickly go across to Akshara, who will bring us more inputs on this news story. Akshara, in fact, tell us what has the point that's being made by the opposition overall. They're also talking about how the existing schemes are being underutilized. Through perspective, put this into perspective, the point that R. Ashok is making right now.
Well, earlier the deputy leader and the former IT minister also pointed to the very same thing, that there is no need for that bill, and they opined that the Karnataka state government could have made use of already existing policies and also ensured that they emphasize on the skill development. So that was the word which we got from the former IT minister and the deputy leader regarding this. And now we have the opposition leader, R. Ashok, is also directly making a direct attack against the chief minister, stating that there are many steps that have come to the fore in order to divert that. Yes, this issue is one of the statements and opinion that is being made by the opposition leader. But if you take a look at this demand, it has been a long-standing demand from the activists, and there was a committee that had submitted the report, the Sarojini Maharishi report, that was also vouched for releasing the local here in Karnataka. But the fact that the Karnataka state government not taking any consultations or suggestions from the industrial experts, industry, and directly going and drafting this bill has really angered many experts, and they also opined the fact that this could destroy the economy of Karnataka. The companies might move out. This could ensure that the Karnataka loses out on the race for being the high-tech edge. So that's
all right. In fact, R. Ashok is not the only one to have attacked the government at the state level. There have been reactions coming in from tech experts as well. Mr. Pai, even Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw have in fact come out in the open to in fact attack the government's move. Their prime concern is what will happen to all those non-Kannadigas who are occupying prime jobs as far as Karnataka's tech sector is concerned. On that note, let's quickly bring in Akshara. Akshara, give us a sense of the kind of reactions that are coming in from the tech sector in Karnataka.
Oh, well, you see, earlier Mohan Vaspai was the first individual to criticize this move. He called it draconian and unconstitutional. The reason why he called it was, as I was mentioning earlier, there was no proper consultation that was being taken from the government, from the IT heads or the industries, established industries by the government. They say that they should have taken the consultation and the opinions of these IT experts or industrial experts, and then could have gone ahead and formulated or drafted this bill. And the Karnataka state government, without going, without taking the opinion and going ahead and drafting and clearing this particular bill, has clearly angered these individuals. And at the very same time, they point out the fact that this could possibly harm the Karnataka state in the longer run. So that's one of the aspects which they are pointing out. But amidst the backlash, the Karnataka state government has once again come out and stated that the industries minister, labor minister, the IT department minister, they will sit and discuss the issue regarding the reservations, and once again come at a common ground, try to ensure that they balance out the reservation for locals, at the very same time maintain the interests of the established industries as well.
All right, Akshay, I'm going to request you to continue staying with us. Let's also play out some more political reactions that have come in on this news story before we also bring in our correspondent Ritu.
Now the Karnataka cabinet has cleared this bill regarding this reservation for locals in private jobs. So how do you see this, sir?
So the government is completely dysfunctional. We do have an employment exchange. It is mandatory for each and every company to make all the recruitment through the employment exchange. Why the government is not pushing for it? And we have many other policies, employment policies and PLI policy. Through all this thing we can ensure whoever has been displaced, whoever has been affected, whoever wants job, they can all be provided with this job. This is not working. Karnataka has got a different name and a fame as a very progressive state. Being a very progressive state, we need to keep up with that tag, keep up with that name, just to cover up their political scandal. this ineffective government, this shameless government is time and again is working against the interest of Karnataka.
The Karnataka cabinet has cleared the bill on reservation for locals here in Karnataka, and there's a strong opposition coming in from the likes of Mohandas Pai or Kiran Majumdar Shah. So how do you like to respond to this?
This law just provides a cushioning effect to the people of Karnataka to have a preference into the jobs. But it doesn't say that any Tom, Dick, Harry who is going on the street would be appointed for a particular role. So every role has a checklist that one has to pass through before he or she gets selected for that particular job, be it managerial or non-managerial. So there are certain criteria one has to meet before he or she gets appointed for the job. Yeah. So I think that thing is clearly not seen in the arguments that are made by, respectively from Mohandas Pai or Kiran. What I also want to highlight here is the state government has made a very good improvement in this bill, wherein they talk about improvising the skill set of a certain job categories if it is not readily available within the state. So which means that they are taking efforts and they are putting on certain timelines to ensure that people who wants to be ready for a particular job category are made ready within the state. It's not that they have to go somewhere else to earn that experience. So I think that's a very good thing, and also I think I've seen that where the government has said that this will be done in consultation with the established bodies.
All right, let's quickly also go across to Ritu, who's also joining us live on the broadcast. Ritu, what is the popular opinion right now on ground zero? Because remember, Karnataka is also known to be the tech hub, not to forget Bengaluru itself, the Silicon Valley of India. But when you look at the ground level situation, there are also many groups, including the locals, as far as the Karnatakas are concerned, they are very much in favor of this reservation. Is this an issue that has now divided Karnataka?
Well, you see, when we talk about the locals here in the state, there's a mixed reaction that is actually pouring in when there are a lot of questions also being raised against the government too. Because one, if you talk about the language, then okay, they're very good, happy about this particular fact that the government has decided to prefer them in any sector for that matter, in the grade C and the G for management as well as for the non-management category workplaces. Now, but for the question right now is that for how long that one person will actually survive on the name of the language in that particular field is also a question being raised. On the other side, what the locals are talking about is that why does not the government speak about the development programs, for that matter, the skill development programs, if that would really be provided to them, that would also help them out to survive for a long term in the work field. So that is really going to help them as well and make them more independent rather than being hiring them on the name of the language. So these are a lot of these mixed reactions that are actually coming in from the locals. On the other side, you see that the industries are actually now quite upset about this fact because one, they were not taken into the confidence when the government was discussing about this draft bill. Again, this has been a long-standing demand from the government side as well. Because ever since that the Congress came to power in the state, they spoke about it and they wanted to bring this bill at any cost at the earliest. And now that this is finally happening and approving this draft bill has also raised a question saying that why did not the experts or the stakeholders for that matter were taken into the confidence and we've been asked about it. Now today you have all of a sudden that the Karnataka Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar coming out and saying that if so is the case that there would be some technical reasons, then of course the companies will have to come to the government, specify what are those technical reasons why they cannot hire a specific person on the basis of the language, and will have to go by the other technical details for that matter. So all those details will have to be provided and so. But that is again yet not clear because that hasn't found.
Ritu, there's also a popular perception that this bill has been very hastily passed because, all right, we've lost that connection with Ritu, but also let's play out a conversation that our editor-in-chief Zaka Jacob had with Kerala Chief Minister's advisor and Rajya Sabha MP John Brittis about Karnataka's vocal for local move. This is what he had to say. Let's listen in.
You have responded to this proposal by the Karnataka government, calling it retrograde and regressive. Can you explain to our viewers why that's the case and why you believe so? Because the Karnataka government's contention is that every state government has to look out for its own people.
See, when I say it is retrograde, regressive, and even reactionary, I say because it's a violation of the fundamental rights of citizens enshrined in the Constitution. You look at Article 14, you look at Article 19, 1G, you look at Article 15, you look at the verdicts of the Supreme Court. You cannot segregate a citizen. We say that basically we are Indians. Can you segregate citizens according to their domicile status or birth? That is one factor. Another facet of the issue is that, see, Bangalore is not built by Kannadigas alone. Bangalore has emerged as an IT hub, maybe to the tune of 250 billion US dollar. It's not merely because of the Kannadigas. It's by people who must have come out of outside Karnataka, from elsewhere, from Kerala. There are 50 lakh IT employees in Bangalore. See, as per the as per the last census, 2011 census, 40 to 43% of the people in Bangalore are not Kannadigas. Suppose somebody, a Malayali, would have learnt Malayalam there and they are unable to speak and write Kannada, can that person be denied? Because as per the draft bill that has been adopted by the cabinet, I understand one of the factors is that you need to speak and write Kannada language. So you cannot make such discriminatory measures for employment in the country. And earlier, Karnataka, I think Haryana tried it, Andhra Pradesh tried it, even Jharkhand tried it. And we should read the verdict of the Punjab Haryana High Court. It clearly said it's against the constitutional morality. It's against the fundamental rights. So it's not merely giving employment to Kannada people, but it's also to uphold the constitution. And further, I would say that when I say it is retrograde, it's against the people of Karnataka. This would provoke, I would say, flight of companies and also drive away investments from Bangalore and Karnataka. So is it going to help the Kannadigas in the long run or Karnataka in the long run? So this is a haphazard measure adopted by the Karnataka government, which I would expect them to scrap it.
No, I have seen Kiran Majumdar's shows and Mohandas Pai's and many more people also have the apprehensions as regarding this Kannadiga's job, this one quota into the industries. So there has been a little confusion. One, the Kannadigas in Karnataka, their interests are paramount. They should get the jobs. It's paramount. At the same time, industries issues also will be addressed. So there is a confusion wherever there is skill, wherever there is talent, wherever there is administrative this one. So wherever there is an equal opportunity, both are on the same footing. There it was an advisory thing, what was addressed told by Mr. Mohammad Mohsin, but there has been a confusion. We will resolve this confusion.
आज ये मैनेजमेंट के तौर पे 50% लोगों को रिजर्वेशन देने की बात हुई है और नॉन मैनेजमेंट लेवल में 70% लोगों को काम देने की बात हुई है. सरकार ये नहीं कि हम इंडस्ट्री को बहुत ज़ोर से करना चाहते हैं. यदि वो उस तरह का स्किल यदि अवेलेबल नहीं है, वो बाहर से भी लेके आके वो लोगों को यहाँ काम दे सकते हैं. बट जब लोकली यहाँ स्किल अवेलेबल है, उनको प्रेफरेंस करना करके सरकार की एक नया कानून लेके आने की कोशिश कर रही है.
There is so much of shortage in Karnataka that getting an employee, a worker, by the either skilled or unskilled, is becoming so difficult for us because they don't want to work. They are getting all amenities, all support from the government. They can sit in house and they can enjoy their life. They can lead their life. So under these circumstances, keeping such restrictions will only ultimately end in stopping all infrastructure projects, and the industries also will be closed if such compulsions are imposed on the infrastructure and industries. So my view will be, we should, our government should ask to give preference for Group C and D for Kannadigas.
All right, we're getting in breaking inputs as far as the internal rumblings as far as the UP BJP is concerned. We are getting in breaking inputs. We are now learning that Union Home Minister Amit Shah has met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his residence 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. Remember earlier during the day, UP BJP chief also met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that meeting actually lasted for an hour, and we were told that it was during this meeting that the UP BJP chief had apprised the Prime Minister of what were the reasons and the causes behind the Lok Sabha debacle of the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. And now the latest we are learning is that, in fact, Prime Minister Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah have had a meeting at the Prime Minister's residence at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. What has exactly transpired? We will be getting you the internal scoop. Let's quickly go across to Payal Mehta, who's bringing us that breaking input. Payal, what are you learning about this meeting? What was on the agenda?
Well, we won't really know what exactly was on the agenda because these are the top two leaders of the government and top two leaders of the party as well. So it could be anything between the party agenda. Probably we're looking at the budget session getting underway next week. It's going to be a little difficult for the government to actually have its way the way they did in 2014 and 2019 because the numbers, as far as the opposition parties are concerned, are quite, important to say the least as well. So multiple situations could be panning out, as well. Planning for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, probably anything and everything could be discussed between the two of them. And honestly speaking, nobody can really second guess as to what the discussion really will be. But it would definitely be on some pressing issue which is concerning the party and the government both. You know that there are assembly elections that are scheduled to take place. By-polls, in fact, are scheduled to take place in the crucial state of Uttar Pradesh in the coming few days, for which a series of meetings have already taken place. So, we'll have to just wait and see if an official communique comes from the Prime Minister's office or from Mr. Amit Shah's office about the exact agenda of the meeting. And also the fact that, there's been so much of violence that one has seen in Jammu and Kashmir could also be one very pertinent issue. Earlier in the day, also were given to understand that the army chief did go and meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
It's interesting that you talk about how Kashmir could have also been a point of discussion, but staying with UP on the agenda, considering by-polls are around the corner, what is the messaging that is coming out right now? Remember that much talked about BJP committee meet that happened on Sunday, which saw the Sangathan versus Sarkar narrative. In fact, and now what we are hearing is of that another meet that was addressed by the UP CM, which in fact saw that both the deputy chief ministers were absent from. What is the overall messaging that is now coming out when you look at the attack that has come in from Keshav Prasad Maurya, who in fact talked about the Sangathan versus Sarkar, who took that jibe, clearly meant that that jibe was not just for the UP chief minister?
Well, of course, one of the things that the BJP is able to figure out, Akansha, through the Lok Sabha election which concluded recently is that there was a lack of coordination between the government and the party on multiple occasions, given the fact that that reflected very poorly on ground, especially in states like Uttar Pradesh as well. And that's Keshav Prasad Maurya is said to be very, very vocal, whenever he expresses his thought. Probably, is looking at the things from that perspective as well. Remember, the party has already assigned, state ministers to every seat that goes into by-polls. 3 ministers have been put probably in one seat is what the management of the BJP really looks at. But there's budget session coming up for UP as well, so for which we are given to understand Yogi Adityanath will be meeting the UP governor, at some point this evening as well. So budget sessions are also coming up in various states as well. But today, some top army officials have also gone and met the Prime Minister as far as the Kashmir issue is really concerned. There could be multiple issues because remember, at the end of the day, Amit Shah is also the Home Minister of the country. He also has various inputs to give in. He's also part of the CCS as well.
All right, many thanks to you, Payal, for bringing in all those latest inputs. In fact, as we were discussing earlier, there is internal turbulence as far as the BJP in Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Much has transpired in the last few days. We've seen those hectic meetings that have taken place as far as BJP President JP Nadda is concerned. Not to forget, he's individually met people. That includes the UP State President as well, who later went on to meet the Prime Minister as well. Let's also tell you what and how this has in fact shaped up in a meeting in Lucknow. Keshav Prasad Maurya, who as we all know is the UP Deputy Chief Minister, stressed on the importance of Sangathan over Sarkar, supported by the NDA ally Sanjay Nishad. Amidst this, Chief Minister Yogi has even formed the Special 30 team for the upcoming by-polls. Now, there was a meeting of the Special 30 which was not attended by the two Deputy CMs, and that has in fact got tongues wagging not just within the Bharatiya Janata Party but but primarily as far as the opposition, especially Samajwadi Party, is concerned. Meanwhile, JP Nadda has met with both KP Maurya and UP BJP President Bhupen Chaudhary. They have blamed the defeat on neglect of party workers and negative actions by the administration, which they say led to a reduction in the BJP voter turnout. UP BJP President Bhupendra Chaudhary also met with Prime Minister today, as I was telling you about. We'll be bringing you all the reactions, but let's in fact listen in to the reactions that have come in before I quickly go across to Aman and Arundhata for more details.
देखिए बीजेपी के अंदर रिजेंटमेंट तो है, इसमें तो कोई कहने की बात नहीं। यूपी का हर आदमी इसको महसूस कर रहा है। ये सही बात है कि संगठन हमेशा सरकार से बड़ा ही होता है, ठीक है, लेकिन अब ये है कि जो सरकार के मुखिया है उनको भी संगठन के लोगों की सुननी चाहिए। तो ये एक हर पार्टी के लिए है कि जो भी चाहे कोई भी पार्टी हो उस संगठन को सर्वोच्च रखना चाहिए उसको।
यहाँ जो कार्यकर्ता है उनसे इतना है कहूँगा, आवाज तो यहाँ सरकारी व्यवस्था में 7 साल बाद मिला। मैं सदा कहता था और आज इस प्रदेश कार्य समिति में मैं संगठन के वरिष्ठता हमारे देश के और प्रदेश के नेतृत्व के सामने कह रहा हूं, संगठन सरकार से बड़ा है। संगठन से बड़ा कोई नहीं होता है। संगठन सरकार से बड़ा है, बड़ा था, बड़ा रहेगा।
जिस तरीके से दोनों डिप्टी सीएम आज के बैठक में नहीं थे, लगातार सवाल उठ रहा है। समाजवादी पार्टी के नेता सवाल उठा रहे हैं।
अब समाजवादी पार्टी के नेता के पास सवाल के अलावा क्या रह गया, काम करने का तो कुछ नहीं। आज के दिन में आज की बैठक उनकी थी जिनको वो 10 चुनाव के लिए जिम्मेदारी दी गई थी, तो हम लोगों को उसको रिपोर्ट देना था। तो इससे उसे कहने का क्या मतलब है? जब रहते अभी कैबिनेट की बैठक होगी तो उसमें रहेंगे।
पिछले दिनों जिस तरीके से आपने बुलडोजर की बातें कही थी, क्या मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ ने आपसे इस बारे में कोई बातचीत हुई कि बुलडोजर?
ये कोई बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा थोड़ी था। मैंने अधिकारियों के जो भी 1-2 अधिकारी, भाई हमने ज़्यादा अधिकारी अच्छे हैं, उनको कहा कि जो अच्छे हैं तभी तो उत्तर प्रदेश सर्वोत्तम प्रदेश बन रहा। लेकिन 1-2 अधिकारियों की वजह से नुकसान हो रहा है। जैसे सामने महिला खड़ी है, वो उसका खुद का घर गिरा दिया। तो भाई 90 साल से घर है, इसने खाली इतने काम किया, प्रधान ने को कंप्लेन किया, प्रधान ने इनके खिलाफ कंप्लेन कर दिया, वो जांच में सही पाए। तो अब पता चला उसके खिलाफ तो नहीं हुआ, वो कब्जा ही किया हुआ है, गरीब आदमी गिर गया। तो जब गरीब आदमी गिरेगा तो कुछ ना कुछ तो नुकसान होगा ना। तो ये बात कहना उसमें कौन बहुत बड़ी बात है।
तो इस बाबत मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ से आपकी बात हुई?
नहीं, हमने तो पत्र लिख दिया था, उस पर कोई चर्चा नहीं।
उस पर कोई चर्चा नहीं। और दोनों डिप्टी सीएम से कोई बातचीत?
अबे हमारे सारे मित्र हैं, सारे मित्र सर, कोई मंत्री ऐसा नहीं है कि जिससे हमारा कोई संबंध न हो। सबसे जाते हैं और अपने विभाग से कनेक्ट है। हम अपने इस कमजोर समुदाय को कैसे मजबूत किया जा सकता है, जब तक हम मंत्रियों से मिलेंगे नहीं तब तक उनके लिए हम मदद कैसे करा सकते हैं।
हाल ही में जो सरकार फैसले ले रही है, ये सरकार जो आपस में लड़ रही है, इनके फैसले भी जल्दीबाजी के हैं। जहां शिक्षकों को परेशान करने के लिए जो सरकार ने फैसला लिया कि ऑनलाइन डिजिटल अटेंडेंस ली जाएगी, समाजवादी पार्टी ने उसका विरोध भी किया। तो ये फैसला निरस्त हो तभी हमारे शिक्षकों की असली मदद होगी। वहीं ये जहां कमजोर पड़े हैं, लखनऊ में और सरकार में ये कमजोर पड़े हैं, इसलिए इन्होंने ध्वस्तीकरण का अपना फैसला टाला है।
All right. For more input on this news story, let's quickly go across to Aman, who's joining me live as we speak. Aman, thank you for joining in. You know, the Sangathan versus Sarkar jibe that we saw coming in from Deputy Chief Minister in Lucknow on Sunday. You know, clearly many are saying that this is not just about attacking the CM by an attack coming in from the Deputy Chief Minister. It goes way beyond that.
Well, obviously, I think changes are expected in UP BJP, both at the organizational level as well as the government level. We could see a cabinet reshuffle in Uttar Pradesh as well. Yogi 2.0 has only had one cabinet reshuffle. That was a few months back when, the SPSP and another party had joined the government, the RLD had joined the government. That's why 4 ministers were inducted. There's expectation of a cabinet reshuffle. An organizational reshuffle is very much on the card. We see Bhupendra Chaudhary, the UP BJP president, had a lengthy meeting with Mr. JP Nadda yesterday. Today he's met the Prime Minister for almost an hour. We believe that Bhupendra Chaudhary has already offered to resign, take moral responsibility for the setback seen in the Lok Sabha elections in Uttar Pradesh when the NDA has dropped from 66 seats to just 36 seats. So it is possible if the UP BJP chief is changed, a new UP BJP chief comes, new team under him comes, as well as there is changes in the cabinet as well. But what our sources are, Kanksha, very clearly telling us there will be no change at the top level. CM Yogi Adityanath will lead the party into the 2027 assembly election. The top priority of the party right now are the 10 bypolls, assembly bypolls scheduled in UP sometime in September, because these 10 seats have become vacant because many MLAs have become MPs. 5 of those seats are held by the NDA, 5 of those seats are held by Samajwadi Party. Obviously, either camp is trying to intrude into other parties' domain. So BJP is very, very eager to perform very well in those bypolls and try to change this narrative that, BJP is on the back foot in Uttar Pradesh, because Uttar Pradesh is a big success story for the BJP, till 2024 setback. And that is why we may see some changes happening. And Keshav Prasad Maurya, of course, the Deputy Chief Minister, has been making noises about about what is going on in UP. He has made that statement on July the 14th at the state's national executive in Lucknow, when he said that the organization is bigger than any government. The statement which has triggered I would say a lot of conversation in Uttar Pradesh political circles. But I think an organizational change as well as a government change, cabinet reshuffle is expected in Uttar Pradesh.
All right, many thanks to you, Aman, for putting that entire story into perspective for us and giving us some big revelations. In fact, staying with what Aman was highlighting, we're getting in some more breaking inputs coming in. We are learning that the UP state president, in fact, had a meeting with Prime Minister Modi, as we were earlier discussing, and also with the Home Minister. And what exactly transpired is the inner scoop we are bringing to you now. We are learning that there were many changes that are now on the cards that are also being discussed. We are learning that the UP BJP state president Bhupendra Chaudhary has in fact taken moral responsibility for the BJP debacle in Uttar Pradesh. He's gone on record to say that it was because of this debacle that the party could not win with a majority in the Lok Sabha election. At the same time, we are learning that he said that due to performance in Uttar Pradesh, the BJP fell short of this majority, which is a big cause of embarrassment. And remember, this entire acknowledgement coming in shortly before the bypolls is a very critical acknowledgement. Let's quickly go across to Arun Himata, who's bringing us these breaking inputs. Arun joins us on the broadcast. Arun, as we were discussing earlier with Aman as well, should this now be an indication of winds of change? Should we expect a reshuffle as far as the UP cabinet is concerned? What level reshuffle should we expect?
Well, see, Akanksha, the information which we are getting at this moment is that of course, central leadership of BJP is planning to make some changes in the organization. So what kind of changes they are planning to make, we'll have to wait for that. Whether there will be, change as far as Keshav Prasad Maurya is concerned, whether he will be brought into the organization, or Bhupendra Chaudhary, the incumbent BJP state chief, will be changed. So what are the changes they are planning to make in the organization, that we'll have to see. But one thing is clear, that they are planning to make a change in the organizational level. As far as the government setup is concerned, we are also given to understand that there will be cabinet reshuffle in the Uttar Pradesh. That is also expected. And also importantly, Kanksha, Bhupendra Chaudhary, who is state chief of BJP, when he met JP Nadda yesterday, even today when he briefed Prime Minister Modi about the BJP's performance in Uttar Pradesh, he took the moral responsibility for the loss of BJP in Uttar Pradesh, due to which he said BJP was not able to form the government, full majority government in Delhi. And also, of course, we'll have to see, you have bypolls for 10 seats, how BJP is going to make strategy for
All right,
that
Arun,
thing.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you there. In fact, as we speak, we are getting in breaking inputs on BJP Uttar Pradesh. We are learning that the state BJP chief Bhupen Chaudhary has now offered to resign. Remember, you've seen this first on CNN News 18. We've been telling you about the internal rumblings within Uttar Pradesh BJP, and now the latest we are learning is that Bhupen Chaudhary, after a meeting with Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has now offered to resign. He had already taken the onus of the debacle of BJP in Uttar Pradesh in the recently concluded Lok Sabha election. Let's quickly go back to Arun. Arun, the big breaking input coming in is that the UP state president of BJP has now finally offered to resign. What happens next? Arun, can you hear me? All right, we'll try and re-establish that link with Arun as we speak. But in fact, those visuals that we are showing you are of Bhupen Chaudhary, the UP BJP state president, meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It was a very critical meeting. Remember, the timing is extremely crucial. The Uttar Pradesh by-polls are around the corner, as Aman was also highlighting. And now the BJP is not just, attempting to, make space for in the existing seats. It's also now it's important that the BJP eats into the opposition as well. Will the Bharatiya Janata Party be able to do that? We are getting in more information. Prime Minister Modi, we are learning, is going to be reaching the BJP headquarters at roughly the same time tomorrow to meet the staff who are working at the party head office, and also all those who have been involved in the election work at the party headquarters. So clearly, the central leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party trying to galvanize the forces at the central level, at the local level, and at the state level as well. This is what is now emerging out of Uttar Pradesh, that there has been a lack of unity between the workers and the higher leadership at state level, and perhaps that is also one reason why Prime Minister will be making that very significant visit to the BJP headquarters tomorrow at 5 p.m. Let's quickly go across to Payal Mehta, who's joining us on the phone line with more inputs. But the big news that we are bringing to you is that shortly after all those important meetings that have taken place between the Uttar Pradesh leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the central leadership as far as Prime Minister Modi and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah are concerned, Prime Minister has now decided to visit the BJP headquarters tomorrow at 5 p.m. This is where he will also be interacting with the party karyakartas, also those who have been involved very closely in the election work at the party headquarters. There's a lack of unity is the messaging that has been conveyed by Bhupen Chaudhary as well. He's saying that there is a gap as far as working between the senior state leadership and the workers at the ground level are concerned. Let's quickly go across to Payal, who's joining us with more inputs. Payal, do shed light on how significant is Prime Minister's visit to the headquarters tomorrow.
Really significant given the fact that the smallest of workers who have actually worked on the election day, because remember, BJP is a very well-oiled electionary machine. This is Prime Minister's opportunity to say thank you to them for their contribution as well. There are some in the BJP office who've been working from the time when Narendra Modi was also the RSS Pracharak, and probably from that time onwards they would have connected with him at the old Ashoka Road office to now the new office. So obviously, as a bit of as a gesture to the workers who've been working on, and also to the office staff who've been working tirelessly through the entire period of election, the Prime Minister probably will go around and tell them that he wanted to thank them for their efforts, and probably share a word or two with them, give them a pep talk, and that sort of a function is being organized, is what our sources have indicated. Akansha.
All right, many thanks to you, Payal, for bringing in all those latest inputs. And with that, it's time to slip into a quick break. We have some more breaking inputs lined up on the other side. Stay tuned to Nation at 5.
Muthoot Finance.
You see, he as a child also he was interested. He always wanted to be in the army. He used to wear my clothes, army clothes, and he used to be happy putting on that. And He used to say that I will also be an army officer when I grow to be a young man, and that is one. Secondly, whenever we went in Fauji vehicles, he used to see me sitting in front in the co-driver's seat. So he used to say that one day I will also be sitting in that co-driver's seat, meaning that he would like to become an officer like me. So he was right from the childhood days. He used to be, interested in joining the army, and that is how. And even after doing his B.Tech, instead of going for corporate jobs, he chose to be in the army. So this is how he used to be. He showed his interest for serving the nation as an army person.
Colonel Thapa, I can totally understand that and relate to it because, being a child of an armed forces personnel myself, I do know where you're coming from. You've served the Indian Armed Forces, sir. You're telling us you're so very proud. But it's also a difficult time the entire nation is going through. One is in introspection mode now. These increase in number of terror activities in the Jammu area is also a big concern as we speak. What do you make of the situation, sir?
During the summer, the militancy increases. That is a routine thing. It happens every year. So this is the same trend which is going on. Only thing is that in this area, Doda and this area, in fact the militancy was not there earlier, and now it has started. So this is the only change. Otherwise, the routine thing is that during summers, during these seasons, there are more incidents of terrorism in these parts of the country.
Colonel Thapa, it's not the best time to speak with you, and we do understand that we're taking a little bit of your personal time right now. But can you tell us a little bit about Captain Thapa? Since when was he deployed here? What has his experience been like? Has he shared any stories with you?
Welcome back. You're watching Nation at 5 with me, Akanksha Swarup. All right, we're learning now there's already a controversy brewing as far as the BJP in Kolkata is concerned, not to forget Assam's Chief Minister as well. But to tell you first, the leader of opposition in Bengal, Suvendu Adhikari, has in fact gone on record to attack the minorities. What has he said? Let me tell you, he's gone on to call to abandon the minority morcha and alter the party slogan, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas to Jo Hamare Saath, Hum Unke Saath. At the same time, the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, while addressing a meet in Jharkhand, talked about illegal immigration happening in Assam and West Bengal. He said that it is these illegal immigrants who first enter from the states of Assam and West Bengal and then later go on to states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, etc. And that in itself has led to a furor. Again, BJP being labelled as an anti-minority, anti-Muslim party. There have been reactions that have already come in from the Congress party. The Congress has also reacted, slamming the statements made by the two BJP netas from Assam and Bengal, and said that the statements expose the real face of the party. Let's also play out all those reactions that have come.
देखिए, बदलते डेमोग्राफी मेरे लिए, मैं असम से आया हूं, ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है। इसलिए मैं असम में, बंगाल में हर दिन, मेरा असम में मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन 40% हो चुका है। 1951 में 12% था। आज असम में मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन 40%। हम जिला की जिला खो चुका हूं। तो मेरे लिए ये मुद्दा पॉलिटिकल नहीं है, मेरे लिए ये जीना और मरने का मुद्दा है। इसलिए मैंने उसका साथ ही हर दिन संघर्ष करता हूं।
আমিও বলেছি রাষ্ট্রবাদী মুসলিম, আপনারাও বলেছেন সবকা সাথ সবকা বিকাশ। আর বলবো না, বলবো जो हमारे साथ हम उनका साथ, जो हमारे साथ हम उनका साथ, सबका साथ सबका विकास बंद करो, नो नीड संख्यालघु मोर्चा।
All right, we're getting in breaking inputs on this news story. There's fresh reaction coming in from Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi. In fact, he's made a pointed attack at the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma for his recent comments. He's gone on to accuse Himanta Biswa Sarma of suffering from amnesia. He's saying that it doesn't seem that it was a personal matter for Himanta Biswa Sarma, who was in fact seen dancing with the minorities when he wanted to garner votes in his favor. That is the direct attack now coming in from Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi, clearly targeting the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma. Remember, this has only been getting more traction as far as the entire controversy is concerned, with the Bengal leader of opposition also becoming part of the controversy. For more perspective on this news story, let's quickly go across to Kamalika Sengupta, who's joining me live. Kamalika, if you were to put this into perspective, is the BJP now finding itself placed on the back burner for the recent comments, considering we've seen how Suvendu Adhikari himself had to alter his own statement?
Yeah, definitely. It's a matter of concern that, leader of opposition of Bengal, Suvendu Adhikari, and there the Assam Chief Minister, none other than the Assam Chief Minister, also pointed out, and the statements which he has made on the minorities is really a concern area. But the thing is that both of them has tried to say that they are politically, as far as Himanta Biswa Sarma is concerned, he has said that it is not a politics about him, it is a matter of life and it is a matter of existence. On the other hand, you can see that Gaurav Gogoi has also reacted in a way that 2 months before, during the polls, he was seen with the minority. So basically, in both these states, if we see in Assam and Bengal, this demography change quotient, the demography change factor, that is being widely discussed. There is no doubt on it. So both the leaders saying it on that line really is something which is a matter of concern. Here in Bengal, we have Shukanta Mojumdar, who is the state president of BJP. He has now said that whatever Suvendu Adhikari has said, it is his personal matter, and the fact that he has placed that proposition of not having a minority morcha does not go with the party line. Because in a party meeting discussion, a lot of delegates can really put their voices, can really put their proposals. But it is the state secretary, state president and his team who decides on what is going to be the way ahead. And since nationally BJP has a minority morcha wing, there is no doubt that it will go out.
But Kamalika, interestingly, there are manifold themes and underlying issues in everything that's being said by particularly Himanta Biswa Sarma, because remember, he was making this statement in Jharkhand, and days ago the Jharkhand High Court had talked about a directive. They had in fact instructed the government at the state level to not just detect but also deport all those illegal immigrants who were coming in from Bangladesh. Having said that, how crucial is Himanta Biswa Sarma's own statement in the light of the CAA or the issue of illegal immigration?
It is very important because Assam is definitely, the border is very long and there are a lot of issues, and even if we go from Tripura to Assam, the border area there is a demographic change, and Tripura is also, in international border. So this demography change, that is really a question out there. On ground, that is really a question out there. So that question has been put forward by Himanta Biswa Sarma. And there is this discussion going on that, the areas which are not friends, that's a question. And also about that illegal immigrants, they are coming from that side. That's a very, very big question. And the demography change factor is a very big factor here. So if we take Assam, if we take Bengal and all these areas where it's very close to the international border, where there is an infiltration problem, and also the problem of the Rohingyas. On an average, we have seen that how many Rohingyas and how many such people, they are getting arrested from places like Tripura. So these entire stretch is a matter of concern on ground, no doubt, and that is why probably Himanta Biswa Sarma has put forward this line that it is for him, it is something more than politics.
Right. Kamalika, also to put Suvendu Adhikari's own statement into perspective, because remember, he's gone on to clarify that his entire statement has been, put out of context, and that what he meant was all those who are working against the interest of the nation should be exposed. And perhaps he didn't just mean illegal immigration, he also was referring to the situation in Kashmir. Do shed more light on that.
Well, when Shubhendu Adhikari said, it really sparked controversy because what he said is clear that he does not want to say any more about, he does not want to appease in any way, he does not want to appease the minorities. Neither does he want a minority morcha. He does not want that. He has said that clearly. So it is his demand. He is what he said later on in the press conference. He clearly said, "जो हमारे हम उनके साथ, that means people who are with me, us, they are going to go with them only." Now this has definitely created a controversy. Opposition has taken up this issue. But when he came later, after 1 hour, he came up for the press conference and he had to clarify. There he clearly.
All right, I'm so sorry to
pointed
interrupt
out.
you, Kamalika. In fact, I'm joined in by Mr. Manikam Tagore of the Congress Party. Mr. Tagore, how do you assess Gaurav Gogoi's own attack that he's directed against Himanta Biswa Sarma, where he's saying that perhaps Mr. Sarma is suffering from amnesia because he did not make it a personal matter about minorities when he was seen singing and dancing with them in the interest of votes?
We all know that Mr. Sharma has amnesia issues and he always wants to communalize the society and spread hate, and he is the lead hate spreader, and he spreads hate in a faster way than any other person in the Northeast itself. But therefore, he has been a leader, he is occupied the character, but he always works against the constitution, and he always speaks those kinds of words which is against the oath itself. Therefore, it shows that the issues of Mr. Himanta Sharma, the real issues which he needs to address, he is not ready to address that issues, but instead he uses diversionary tactics to divert the people's attention from the real issues. This needs to be condemned. And if he
Mr.
wants to
Tagore, many
spread
are asking what is the harm in what Himanta Biswa Sarma said. Perhaps, they're also saying that why is the issue of illegal immigration made about Muslims in India, considering the Jharkhand High Court itself had referenced a directive to the state government asking them to detect and deport all those illegal immigrants.
this, we all know that in the name of nobody is supporting illegal immigrants, but in the name of illegal immigrants, these people want to spread hate and spread fear in the mind of people. That is the issue. Let us not drag Jharkhand High Court into it. It is an issue of political nature, and RSS and the affiliated organizations always spread hate. This is a methodology to spread hate in every part of India where religious minorities live. This is they are doing something for years together, and they wanted to have political dividends and spread hate through it and get seats won, and they want to control cash
Mr.
and power.
Tagore, help me understand, when it comes to demographic change, something he's referenced to back in the 1950s was only 12% and has now increased over to above 40%, and that he's saying is only due to illegal immigration, A. B, the other point he's made is that why should the onus of addressing illegal immigration be left with the central leadership, whether it's the Home Ministry or the Defense Ministry? Why shouldn't the onus also be placed on state governments? I'd like your thoughts.
He's been the chief minister. He's been in the ministry of the government for the past 20 years. What he has done it. Yeah, you have to understand Himanta Biswa Sarma's nature of politics. He wants to spread hate. He's been a minister in every government, from Karan Gogai's government, Satan Biswa's government, Sunwal's government, and then now he's only taking the government for the past 6 years. Therefore, what is the action he has taken? He wants to just fire this kind of thing, make nothing out of it. He wants to spread hate. That is the nature of his politics. He spreads hate, and the problem is spreading hate, he gets the dividend of power. That's the problem with this structure, what he is playing into it. This is unacceptable, and we have to understand his politics, and he is doing politics in a very sensitive issue, because BJP and RSS has been doing this thing without only lip service. They do it. Why they are not stopping the illegal migrants from coming into India? Who has stopped it? For 10 years, Mr. Modi is only ruling this country.
All right, many thanks to you, Mr. Tagore, for joining in on CNN News 18 with your precious inputs. And that brings me to the end of this edition of Nation at 5. Thank you so much for watching. Plain Speak follows next with Shivani Gupta.
Introduce.
So it's late evening here in the US, and day 2 of the Republican convention is winding down after 2 highly anticipated speeches. Now, both are arguably from the Republican Party's most prominent Indian Americans. First up, we had Vivek Ramaswamy, who kicked things off with a joke about his very desi name.
I'm proud to say that I achieved the impossible, which is that most of you actually know how to say my name by now. So thank you for that. But on the content of your character and your contributions. The rule of law. And I say this as the kid of our message to every legal immigrant in this country is this. You're like my parents. You deserve the opportunity to secure a better life for your children in America. But our message to illegal immigrants is also this. We will return you to your country of origin because you broke the law. And the United States of America was founded on the rule of law.
For the sake of our nation, we have to go with Donald Trump.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
This is CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta, and we're joining you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio. Ahead of Maharashtra Assembly elections, the debate over freebies returns. Eknath Shinde government has announced Ladla Bhai Yojana for students and graduates in the state, a scheme similar to Majhi Ladki Bahin Yojana for girls. Maharashtra government will now spend nearly 5,500 crore rupees on this internship scheme